and welcome back to season 3 of the One-on-One podcast, brought to you by Realty ONE Group and hosted by me, Joshua Katz. I hope by this point we have met, or at least you've heard my voice or seen my face. I'm one of the hosts. The other one is, I'm sorry for the other person on this podcast, but my favorite person probably at this company, arguably on this planet, it is none other than Kathy Baker. Kathy, it is so good to see you again.
Thank you. And you've had a haircut.
I did get a haircut. Yes.
New season, new haircut.
New season, new haircut.
New season, new haircut.
Yeah, it was getting a little long. I think it was, the glory days of the pandemic, and I think it was finally time to cut it.
Okay.
But we are also joined by another one of my favorite humans. He's a pretty good guy. I think we all have learned to like him over the years. He's been here for quite a while. It is Ryan Esteban. Ryan, welcome.
Thanks for having me for another season.
Got renewed. Thank you for sitting back there.
Ryan is the glue that holds us together.
Yeah,
the glue that holds us together.
I don't know if you guys remember at the start of season 2 last year, Ryan was barely even held together himself because of his Achilles injury. So we had a bit of a lull moment. I had to learn to do some of the behind the scenes work. So we're really, really, really happy to have him back and 100%.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
It's hopefully 2024 I could stay a little more healthy.
Yep. And you're getting married soon as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I don't know if our network knows that, but because I know Ryan's a very secretive person, but yes, Ryan actually has a wedding coming up in 2024. So everyone should crash that wedding. That's what they should do.
Yeah, very exciting.
Is it in Southern California? Because I might crash it.
Oh, actually, Mark, it is right in your neck of the woods.
It is.
Oh, I'm there. Yeah.
So if you guys actually heard that voice and saw that face, we have one of the most familiar names and faces, not only to the podcast, but also to the entire company. It is our Chief Learning Officer, Mark Pessin, is joining us again. And he is here to grace us with his presence, but also to talk about the One Talks at Summit coming up in by the time this gets published, in less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
That's right.
Which is scary.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Got my shiny coat. Got my shiny coat and I'm ready.
Mark, first of all, how are you, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic. Year's off to a great start.
Good.
Market's picking up. I hear a lot of positivity from a lot of different people all around the country. So I'm doing well. And just to clear the air, I don't know that I'm gracing anyone with my presence, but I'm definitely happy to be here.
We always love to have you on, seriously. But I want to, when we talk, and obviously we can talk Summit, especially Ryan and I, because it's, I feel like half of our year is prepping for this event. But
right.
A lot of what the event is known for is how untraditional it is, how much fun it is, how many people attend, how it's this huge entertaining event. And obviously there is a learning aspect to it. Like
of course,
there wouldn't be an event without it. But I feel like sometimes when we market it and when we promote it, that can a little bit get lost in the weeds. And so I kind of wanted you to discuss what we have our breakout sessions, which we call One Talks. Maybe a little bit of, I want to hear about all of it, but I want to hear about what our attendees can expect from some of these One Talks.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, absolutely. The event is fun, entertaining, motivational, inspirational, but also educational. And that's a key component for us every year. And this year, especially, Kuba really wanted to make sure that we had an increased focus on education and learning at the event. And so we've actually expanded the One Talks this year. So we're going to have a full gamut of sessions both days. We're going to have a total of 18 One Talks happening at Summit between Monday and Tuesday, which we've never done that many before. But we're really excited because we're going to have so much variety and so many different great speakers and presenters for our real estate professionals and our broker owners to come and take away actionable items that they can really go home and implement into their businesses, whatever that may be. So we're super excited about it.
So I don't want to go into too much detail, but Ryan, you remember you and I were actually you were recording some of the content from the One Talks last year, and you saw the mayhem.
Yeah, I think the what I've noticed in all the years that we've kind of been doing Summit is just kind of seeing how it's grown. And I mean, the fact that, obviously it's taken us a little bit of time to kind of hone in on the exact structure of everything. But I think we're at a point now, especially last year, you saw kind of how packed all the rooms were and just how much people were trying to get to all the different ones, because there were so many interesting topics for them to take a part of that. Like they literally had to try to find their way to get into it.
Yeah. I think that's a really good point. And I think, Mark, the fact that you're saying we're going even bigger and better this year, I mean, we also get to sit in on a lot of these, and it's a much more intimate environment for the people as opposed to sitting in the big general session with 2,500 people.
That's right.
You're obviously still able to digest and learn, but think about like, I'm gonna sound like a much older than I am, but like think about like the days of like class size reduction when like they went from like having like 35 kids in a classroom to having like 18 to 20 kids in a classroom, and you do that because it's proven that you learn more.
Yeah, it increases your learning. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's the idea.
So give us maybe I know we are known for surprises and not showing all of our cards, but maybe give us a little insider information of like some of the sessions or what people can expect.
Yeah. And just to reemphasize what you guys are saying, last year, there was so much interest in the One Talks. I remember standing in the back with Kuba and both of us saying that this is really crowded. And we both looked at each other at the same time and said, this is a really good problem to have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so we recognize that there's a demand for it. And that's why we wanted to really double down this year to make sure that we offer even more content and more value to make sure that we're speaking to the entire audience. And so this year, we're going to cover everything from how to gain the edge with AI, how to build your online reputation, winning more listings in 2024, tech tools to automate your business, generating seller leads, standing out with video marketing, wealth building for realtors, commercial real estate. Like we're gonna cover the gamut, referral marketing, digital marketing strategies. I mean, we're talking to the entire network to make sure that we're giving everyone the tools that they need to be more successful in 2024. And I'm so excited that we're doing this in February, that we're doing this early in the year, because our agents can now take home what they learn at Summit and apply it directly to their businesses and really start to ramp up for that spring market.
I think you brought up a point that I've kind of been sitting on. So we'll just bring it up now, is we, once again, from our team's perspective, we kind of get freaked out that the event is in February, because a lot of our prep work is then done through, it's done, a lot of months prior, but it really starts to get hairy come like October, November through the holidays. But to the attendees, from the attendees perspective, like they are now leaving Summit going into the busiest season of the year with all of that. And so it makes sense. It really does.
Yeah. And that's really our goal, is to empower them and give them what they need so that they can take something from each one of these sessions that they're able to attend and immediately go home and implement it into their businesses. Whether it's, for a lot of agents, if they say, I really want to learn how to use AI to really enhance my business or augment my business, there's an opportunity for them to do so. If they want to improve their social media strategy, if they want to improve their video strategies, if they want to generate more seller leads, whatever that is, we want to give them the tools and access to resources after the event that they can go home and do that. And that's really our goal with the event.
Kathy, what classes will you be teaching at?
I'm going to be doing one on one.u.
Okay.
And one thing that I'm extremely excited about is the level of peer speaking and peer coaching that we have. So what we have this year is not someone who is going to tell you how they think you should do it, but how they're actually implementing it into their business and how it's making a difference at the bank. How it's making a difference in what they're closing. And I think at this particular time, that's incredibly important. Mark, can I say how excited we are that not only are they going to have the opportunity to sit in the room and hear them, but then the several of the speakers who are our ONE certified coaches will be available in the marketplace. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Actually, I'm really glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I think that's so important for folks to know, is that so many of our speakers are also our certified business coaches that have gone through our coach up certification program and are going to be in our One University booth in the marketplace. So not only can you attend their session, but then you can come out to the marketplace and engage with them in the One University booth ask them more questions, pick their brains, maybe participate in their coaching programs. But it's a huge opportunity for us to feature some of our newest coaches.
I think that's also a great transition to the marketplace itself, which is fantastic this year. I mean, Taylor, and with a lot of Dustin's help, have gone above and beyond. And I mean, this marketplace, I mean, think of the coolest tailgate experience you've ever been to in your life. And that's a little bit of what you're going to get.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
It's cool. It's, I mean, obviously I haven't seen what it's going to look like, but I've seen the blueprints and what we're going to be doing, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be impressive. I think we're going to get a ton of traffic through the marketplace. And what's nice is our network can go in there before the event, on the breaks, after the event, and spend as much time as they like in there, visit all the partners, go to the one shop, participate in the tailgate party. Like, there's going to be so much going on in there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you for saying that. So we actually are going to be having a tailgate party. That's right. Taylor, I'm sorry if I get this wrong. I believe it is Monday, February 5th from 3:30 to 5:30. Am I right? Or it might be 5:30 to 7:30.
I know it's in the afternoon.
But I know it is Monday, February 5th. So please join us for the tailgate. There's games. There's going to be food trucks and the whole shebang. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a tailgate.
It's a full-blown tailgate.
It's going to be a tailgate.
Sorry, I didn't mean to tangent. When you brought up the marketplace, I thought we had to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We all love to have fun at Realty ONE Group.
Yes. But so, Mark, with these one talks, maybe, and I don't want to put you on the spot here, but maybe share, like, have you seen maybe someone that has gone in years past that maybe became one of our coaches, or you saw a difference in their business, or even just a difference in their change in perspective in their business or their personality? Like, is there someone that you've seen, like, the one talks have a direct impact on their business or life for that matter?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it even in our own offices in Southern California, but I mean, over the years, even being in Vegas and working with agents directly, I've gotten that feedback from a number of agents that have gone to these one talk sessions, these breakout sessions that we do every year. And they've shared with me that they've taken home and applied things that they've learned at these events, that in some cases it's things that they knew that they kind of got away from doing and they're getting back into that habit, or it's applying new skills. And a lot of what we're going to be talking about this year are new skills. We're going to be talking about things that they hear a lot about, whether it's video marketing or AI or social media or digital marketing or online reputation, all these things that they know they need to be doing, but they don't necessarily have the techniques down or the systems to be able to do that. They're going to learn how to do that this year. Yeah. So we're very excited to share that with them and make sure that they go home and apply it. And the other thing, Josh, is we're not going to just do we're going to practice what we preach at Realty ONE Group. We're not a catch and release company. And what we mean by that is we're going to continue the one talks throughout the year. So this is just the first opportunity for them to engage with these sessions. We're going to continue to feature all of our speakers, all of our presenters at these one talks throughout 2024. So a lot of opportunities to engage with them throughout the year continuously through virtual sessions and through live sessions. And so there's going to be a lot more that we're going to build upon. This is really just kind of the beginning of it.
And, you know, Josh, to that point, I think the mistake a lot of rookies make when they go to an event like this is they go and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to do that and that and that and that and that, and I'm going to do all of this. And when you go with the mindset of I'm going to do everything, typically you come back and do nothing. Do you agree, Mark?
Yeah.
So absolutely. What we would encourage is be intentional. You know, be intentional in what you select that you're going to attend as far as the one talks. And as you attend that one talk, think of what one thing can I go back and implement? What one thing can I go back and implement that's going to make a difference? Then add the next thing. And then, as Mark said, you know, by us featuring speakers on Waking Up to Win, by us featuring virtual training and all those other things, then go back and add things. You know, have a list of would be nice to do. But have that non-negotiable list of these are the things I'm going to go back and apply. And I think my experience is personally and in observation of others, they're the people that come back and it's impacted their business.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And it's all about what mindset you go in with.
I think
I do want to just emphasize that point as well. I think it's important for everyone attending these sessions to recognize that all the presenters are people that are engaged in our network all year long. And so this is not just, I'm going to go to this session, listen to a keynote speaker that I won't ever have access to again.
Yeah.
These are people that they'll have access to continuously throughout the year because they're all partners of ours. They're all coaches of ours. And so you're going to have an opportunity for whatever session you go to then re-engage with that coach or that partner throughout the year to help them implement whatever it is that you learned in that session. So this is, like I said, there's going to be continuous learning throughout 2024.
Yeah. And I think to your point, like, let's take, for example, the subject of AI. Someone goes and sits in a 45-minute one talk at Summit. They're not going to know how to implement AI into their business from sitting in that 45-minute talk. But what it's going to do is it's going to give them a little bit of thirst for knowledge. And then they're going to have access to whoever gave that talk. They're going to have access to whatever sort of materials were given during that talk. And then, so at that point, you kind of just opened up their brain to learn more for themselves, to then seek more help, more guidance. And so I guess what I'm just trying to like reinstate your point. They're going to walk away learning a lot, but also inspired to just learn more.
That's right. That's right. That's really what we're hoping to achieve with all the one talks is we want to give you a taste of what you can really get from the year ahead.
Yeah.
So whatever that concept or that topic is that's of interest to you, go learn a little bit about it. It's going to open up your mind to some new concepts. And then when you go home, then follow up with us, follow up with One University, follow up with our coaches and our partners and figure out how can I now engage that in my business? How can I make that part of the process and part of my systems throughout the year to make sure that I'm actually generating more business from what I learned at Summit?
And I think, I already know a lot of the one talks will definitely morph into episodes on this podcast. I can almost guarantee.
I would hope so. Cause I think that, and it'll be driven by demand, I'm sure, but I would imagine that with the variety of topics that we have, we're going to have a lot of demand and each one of these rooms is probably going to fill up. So what I would encourage everyone to do is go into your app. If you're planning on attending Summit, make sure you select the ones that you want to go to, kind of plan ahead so that you can get into the rooms that you want. We will be repeating many of these sessions on the second day. So if you can't get into them on the first day, you can definitely get into it on the second day. But because there's so many sessions and there's only so little time for us, you're not going to be able to get every one.
Yeah.
And so that's the other thing I really wanted to emphasize, Josh and Kathy and Ryan, is we're going to be taking recordings of all of these sessions so that we can feature these coaches and these partners after Summit. So if unfortunately you're not able to get into everyone, which we anticipated, we still want you to be able to get the learning and the information.
Totally.
And so we're going to make this content available to you after Summit. It won't be the same as being there live and in person and being able to have a Q&A directly with that person or that coach, but it'll still give the opportunity to engage with the content and then dig deeper throughout the year. And so we're excited about that after the event as well.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And so I'm encouraging all attendees after they hear this episode, maybe get a better understanding of which one talks that you want to attend and start building a little bit of an agenda for yourself now. Ryan, I don't know if you still have that photo of the hallway last year. I mean, it was to the point where we're like, it was not to fire code. Like you couldn't walk. And so I'm telling our attendees now, kind of start building your agenda of which 2 or 3 talks that you want to go to. And then the other ones, like to Mark's point, will be available online for you to listen to, which I think is incredible.
We'll make sure they're available in One University after the event. But I can't tell you how important it is to try to be in that room because I think that that's when you're going to get the greatest learning and that engagement with that coach or that presenter. But if you miss one, don't worry. We're going to make sure you still have that content available to you after the event. But realistically, with the schedule we've got laid out, you could hit 3 sessions on Monday and 2 sessions on Tuesday. So you could hit 5 learning opportunities while you're at that event if you commit to both days. And so I think that is important for you to use, for you to take advantage of and really look at the agenda in advance and ensure that you guys are planning out your time accordingly.
Yep. Kathy, should I ask Mark? I don't want to make him feel bad because I know his football team might actually be worse than Ryan's.
That's not true, actually. If you look at the ratings,
and if you look at the win-loss, no, my team's worse.
I hang on to those little things.
but Mark, I was excited about their choice of a coach. Were you?
I was very excited about the choice of the coach because that's what the team wants.
That's what they want. So I think that's a great choice.
Completely agree.
And now
with
we
that.
just need a quarterback, and we'll be all set.
So, Mark, who's your prediction for the Super Bowl? Who do you think the final two teams are, and who do you think is going to
win? I mean, I probably the Ravens, Niners. Realistically, I mean, they're solid teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see the Lions go just because I think it'd be a cool story.
That's what I said.
But they've got a tough road ahead of them.
Yeah.
But I think if they could pull it off, that'd be amazing. But realistic, I think it's going to be Niners, Ravens, and I don't know, Brock Purdy's so good, but I think the Ravens are going to pull it out.
Yeah.
I think Lamar gets over that hump and finally gets it. As much as I wanted like a Lions, Texans
be awesome.
Super Bowl just for the hell of it.
It'd be awesome.
But it was nice to see the Packers beat the Cowboys.
Agreed.
It wasn't nice in my house, Ryan. I will tell you that because I live with a diehard Cowboys fan.
Oh, that's right. Your wife's a Cowboys fan, right?
Yes, she's a diehard Cowboys fan.
That was rough.
We're a divided house, Raiders and Cowboys, but that was not a good day.
The reason why I asked this obviously is Summit is 5 days before the Super Bowl, which is also in Las Vegas, which it's going to be a blast, and you're going to see every single person in their whatever team they support. You're going to see them in their jerseys. You might see them in Realty ONE Group football jerseys. I don't know. We may have those for sale at the one shop. There just might be a couple different kinds. I have no idea. But it's going to be a hell of a time. The One Talks are just one part of this incredible event. You will walk away not only having expanded your network, but learning so much and also having a good time. I think there's very few events on planet Earth where you can say that and check all three of those boxes. Would you guys agree?
I completely agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, kudos to your team. You guys do amazing work. I think our network would just be shocked at how industrious you are and how incredibly hard you guys work to ensure that everybody has an incredible experience.
Well, we appreciate it, but it's a team effort, not just our team. It's all teams, it's all departments at this company working together. This event doesn't work without our learning team as well. So we really appreciate you guys. But Mark, thank you to everyone listening. We hope we will see you in February at Summit. For those that have not purchased their tickets, shame on you. And you're missing the last Summit in Las Vegas.
Well, if you haven't purchased yet and you're going to, if you will watch the final episode of last season,
Kathy's right.
Watch it to the end. There's a discount code in there.
Kathy is right. There is. So hopefully you watch this episode to the end too, because you wouldn't have heard that comment.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, Mark, thank you. Kathy and Ryan, thank you as always. I'll see you guys soon.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
We thank you for joining us today on another episode of One on One, a Realty ONE Group podcast. We are powered by One.U and ask if you have suggestions, recommendations, or questions, please email learning@realtyonegroup.com. And remember, pay close attention to the details, listen to understand, not respond, and always be a resource, not a sales pitch.